Today's July 24th, 2017. You know what that means? Happy birthday, Utah. Alright, so the reason why Pioneer Day is celebrated in Utah, sorry for the change of shirts, but the reason why it's celebrated in Utah is because it's part of their history. You see, as you all know, Utah is pretty much known for the Mormons. Well, but the Mormons have not always been here in Utah. As a matter of fact, the church was not founded here in Utah at all. It was founded on April 6, 1830 by Joseph Smith, his brother, and a few others. Sorry about that. But it was in New York when it first started. Now, how they got to Utah is kind of a long story. You see, ever since Joseph Smith announced that he had his first vision in 1820, where he saw God the Father and Jesus Christ, people have been persecuting not only him, but also members of the church that he started up. So they had to move all over the place, started up in New York, even moved down to, at one point in Missouri, the Kirtland, Ohio temple was the very first temple to be built in the United States. In this dispensation of what is what it's called. Sorry. So, by the way, disclaimer. Sorry if this gets a little too religious for you. I'm sorry about that. I'm just kind of giving you a brief history about how the Mormons started up and how they came to Utah. So, anyways, Kirtland Temple was built and dedicated in and around like 1835, 1838. I don't know the exact year and date, so I'm sorry about that. But anyways, right around 1838, Lilburn Boggs, who was the Missouri state governor at the time, issued Executive Order number 44, which is better known by a lot of people as the Mormon Extermination Order, which basically gave citizens governmental permission to kill any Mormon on sight. And basically it was a message to the Mormons to get out of Missouri or else you're dead, basically. So around 1838, they basically they left church headquarters there, and they all made an exodus to Nauvoo, Illinois, where they built the second temple, which is only active for just a few months before they got kicked out of Illinois. See, in June 1844, Joseph Smith and his brother Hiram were in Carthage, Illinois, in jail, and an angry mob came and actually shot the place up. Basically, Willard Richards escaped injury. Sorry about that. Anyways, Willard Richards, there are 4 people in jail. Willard Richards, John Taylor, Joseph Smith, and Hiram Smith. They were all in prison for false charges. But the night before they were supposed to go into trial, or a couple nights before, an angry mob of about 200 people came and started shooting the jailhouse up. Willard Richards escaped injury. He did not get hurt at all. Rumor has it that John Taylor's pocket watch, which is on display at the Church History Museum, saved his life. A bullet the story goes that a bullet had stricken his pocket watch, which saved his life, but he was shot a couple times. Other than that, anyways, he was injured from that incident as well. But they were trying to, all 4 people were trying to hold the door closed, which is where Willard Richards had his cane. He was trying to like push the guns away so it wouldn't hurt anybody, because the guns were they had the door open, like they had the door open a crack, and they were able to like open it up far enough to where they can stick in some of the rifles that they had. And then so Willard Richards escaped hard because he had his cane pushing the guns away from everybody. But unfortunately, John Taylor got injured, but he escaped death. His pocket watch, what he was wearing that day, is actually on display. And same thing with the cane that Willard Richards had. Both those members, both of them are actually buried in Salt Lake City Cemetery here. But Joseph and Hiram, unfortunately, they were shot and killed. Hiram, look at this here. Hiram was near the door. Actually, he was at the door, shoving his shoulder into the door, but his head was right around the doorknob would be close to it, and a bullet shot him in the face, right around here, right just on the left side of his nose, one of the sides of the nose. I'm not exactly sure 100%. And he fell back, saying, "I am a dead man." Those were actually his last words. "I am a dead man." And as soon as Joseph saw his brother shot and dead, laying there on the floor dead, he went over to help him, see if he could be of any help. But by that time, you know, that dropped the manpower down, just two people holding the door open. And Joseph Smith was trying to escape, so he tried jumping out the jailhouse window. I know there's that. If you look at Carthage Jail, Illinois, Carthage Jail, you'll see that there's no bars on the window. So he tried jumping out the window, but he had one leg over, and just as he was trying to jump over the window, the mob broke through the door, shot him a couple times. He fell out the window. They say that before he hit the ground, I think it was about 20 feet below. And they say before he hit the ground, he was already dead. And they said his last words are, "Oh Lord, my God." So then, and then there are still some mob members that are outside shooting towards the window that he was trying to jump out. Sorry about that. And as soon as he hit the ground, they shot him a few more times just to make sure he was dead. At this point, leaders of the church found that it should be necessary that they actually make their trek west. And shortly thereafter, I think that event happened in June of 1844. And I think in early 1845 is about when right about the time when they started heading out west, going to small handcar companies, and they sent a couple of people ahead of them by a day or two just to help scope out the area and see if they can find a good place to have a civilization. I forget who it was who was like a day or two ahead of them, but the majority, everybody else that was there in the handcart company, did not arrive into the Salt Lake Valley until July 24th, 1847, which is the day which is the holiday that we here in Utah celebrate. It's not necessarily a day that the entire church celebrates, but it's a day that the state of Utah recognizes as a state holiday, because that was the day people entered the Salt Lake Valley. And the party was actually led by Brigham Young. Everybody knows who Brigham Young is. He was not yet the leader of the church, even though he was the second president of the church after Joseph Smith. He did not become president of the church until December of 1847, December after they got to Utah, or in the Salt Lake Valley. But anyways, I'm sorry for the long story, and let's enjoy the rest of the holiday. I hope everybody is enjoying the video, a brief history lesson about how Utah came to place. Utah did not become a state until 1896. A good, almost 49 years after people had arrived to the Salt Lake Valley is when Utah officially became a state. I think it was, I don't know the exact date of when it was became a state, but it was in 1896. Now, there are a few reasons why it took so long for it to become a state, but that's, if you want to look that up, you can actually go ahead and research that. Use your Columbo-like research skills and find that out. Let's go ahead and enjoy the rest of the video. Enjoy some fireworks. We celebrate Pioneer Day a lot like the 4th of July, where you celebrate with fireworks, with a huge fireworks display and stuff like that. So I hope everyone enjoyed this little brief history lesson about how Utah came to be. See, here in Utah, July 24th is a state holiday. It's a day that the pioneers entered the Salt Lake Valley in July 24th of 1847. And to tell you the truth, I've heard of Pioneer Day before, but I didn't know it was a state holiday until my wife and I moved to Utah from Washington. Cool. It's okay, big cat.
Later on.